on behalf of the farmers and ranchers in North Carolina. That certainly would not be possible without what we're doing here today. All of you know that what sets us apart from all other groups and farm organizations in this state is our policy development process. We look to you, our farmer members, to give us clear guidance as a staff here on where we need to be in this organization, what we're going to be advocates for. And we've done that as an organization for the last 80 years. On March the 2nd, 1936 was the first time that we had an annual meeting of the North Carolina Farm Bureau Federation. And if you add 80 to 36, that brings us to 2016. And this year in December, at our annual meeting, we're going to be celebrating the 80th anniversary of the North Carolina Farm Bureau. So get your voting delegates right when you have your county annual meetings, and be there with us certainly in December in Greensboro. Thank you, Rich. And yesterday when I was talking, and we need your help here on this. Yesterday when I was talking with Rich, he seemed a little down. I said, I've known Rich Bonanno a long time. I said, Rich, why you seem a little down? I said, what's going on? He said, well, Larry, he said, we just got word that we got a 2.3% cut in our budget. 2.3%. To him, to the extension, when all of us have needs, that's for this fiscal year, Doug Hall, and that's about $870,000. Am I right, Rich? Folks, this is serious. This is serious. We're talking about, we're not going to grow this industry. We're not going to do what the commissioner says. We're not going to do what you want. We're not going to get to $100 billion in this industry, in this state, if we don't have good research, good extension, maintaining these research stations. If we don't do that, it's not going to happen. And we can't do that when, and I'm all for a surplus. Trust me, I'm all for a surplus. I think the state's pretty good shape, about $425 million in surplus. I understand all that. And we want to be in a surplus position. But we can't keep taking cuts to the number one industry in the state. An industry's got probably the brightest future of any industry in the state of North Carolina. And so when you talk this year, when you're out there, these people are running for the state legislature, that ought to be your mantra. That ought to be your mantra. Folks, look at these ag budgets dealing with research and extension, and you can't do what he said. You can't call him and complain and say, we got to have the specialist here, we got to have one in dairy, we got to have one in specialty crops in the West, whatever. You can't do that when he keeps getting cuts. And so we're asking you to talk with these legislators. They're going to need your vote, they're going to need your help. You need to talk with them. Now, enough preaching on that. And you know, as Bob Young talked about trade, the commissioner, for those of us in agriculture, as Bob Young said, trade's important. You know, the commissioner of agriculture, he has to chair a lot of meetings, ladies and gentlemen. We in Farm Bureau have a lot of meetings, but I can tell you, one meeting he doesn't want to chair and one meeting we don't want to be at is without trade, which 20 to 30% of us, we don't need in agriculture anymore. Every third row goes to export. Every third row goes to export. Now that's going to be a bad meeting here in this room. We got to count off, you farm, you don't, you farm, you don't. Trade's important. Don't let the politics of these trade agreements get in the way. Trade is important to North Carolina agriculture, and it's important to American agriculture. We have a lot of